Is that for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So I certainly, first of all, let me just share that I have had the privilege of serving on the Mayor's Alliance to End Childhood Hunger. It is a coalition of over 400 mayors, and it is a nonpartisan organization. And our primary goal in the Mayor's Alliance to End Childhood Hunger is to do just that, to work on strategies at the local, state, and federal level to make sure that every child has access to food. So we understand that when a child does not have access to food, when they become, and I hate to use the word victims, if our children do not have access to food, that impacts their cognitive abilities during their early childhood development. It impacts and impedes their positive growth from not only a physical point of view, but from a mental point of view as well. Any child that comes to school hungry, it's going to impact their academic performance as well. So we know that making sure that we have, that our children have access to food is important. That's why when our secretary from USDA came here, I want to say to Southern University almost, was it last year that he came? One of the first things that I did was hand him an envelope with a letter asking him to make sure that our program here in the state of Louisiana for summer meals program was not impacted. Also asking him for an extension for that. So the work that I have done on the, not only with our Mayor's Healthy City Initiative, but with the Mayor's Alliance to End Childhood Hunger points to the fact that we have to be very intentional about the work that we do to make sure that the grocery gap is closed, to make sure that the whole issue surrounding food deserts is not a common denominator for our community. And I would like to start focusing on what I would describe as health food priority areas. Health food priority areas. And I would think that certainly this area of Scotlandville, of North Baton Rouge, is indeed a health food priority area. So I've demonstrated my commitment to this priority by putting funds out since I've been mayor. You heard a little bit about the funds. In fact, one of the things that our office helped to fund was Retail Strategies' first data and research that you all did. And I love the whole concept of a retail academy and would love to have a additional conversation around that. You heard about the RFP, and I'm glad, Charlotte, that you brought that up, because the RFP that we have presently is $3 million that I put aside a while back, and now we have that out on the RFP. So anybody has access to that, and it also gives information on the process and what we're looking for. So I think this will be a big boost for the Scotlandville area, and couldn't concur with you more that things are about to transform in the next 2 years in this area. Are in communities of disinvestment specifically. We've talked to them recently because they are looking at the possibility of bringing a grocery store, maybe a couple here. So we've talked to them about what we have here in Baton Rouge, what our needs are. In fact, they've been on a tour throughout Baton Rouge to look at the possibilities, and they have sat down with me and some council members to talk about the potential of them coming to Baton Rouge. So I encourage you to look at the Pyburn model as well out of Houston, Texas. Focus on one location. Yes, we have one location on the drawing board, but what does it look like 5, 10, 15 years, what is our plan for more than just one? And I believe we can do that simultaneously as we focus on one specific location for the next 2 years. And we have to keep it moving. We have to keep it moving.
And I think the data
just a one-person initiative. It's not just Southern University. It's a collaboration that has to take place, whether it's public-private partnership or whatever the model is. But one thing is for sure, everybody who is interested and leads this city, leads the state, should be a part of this conversation. And certainly I have had the opportunity to sit with Southern University to discuss programs not only dealing with the grocery store initiative, but just overall economic development. And I believe some of the intentional work that we've done will help in this process that you've talked about, such as dedicating $6 million to local minority contractors to help develop this area. All of this works together to elevate our ability to have a grocery store in this area.
I'd like for you to start off with this. So, not only would a grocery store fulfill the need for available fresh food in the Scotlandville community.
For our fast food industry, they work for some type of construction or retail in our community.
Investment. And the first thing they said to me is that we're not building any more grocery stores because that's not our model anymore. Our model is expansion. Our model is what April just said, people coming in, picking up their groceries. Now that doesn't mean you stop because there are other models out there, right? But what she said is true. There are so many different areas that we have to look at. But I do know and I do believe that when we have a grocery store, and not just a grocery store, but a supermarket, right? A supermarket with quality foods, with other things that people need, that it will certainly not only stimulate our economy, but it will serve as a catalyst for improved real estate in the area. People will be drawn to the area, developers will be drawn to the area. It's going to produce some new investment. I want to be guarded when I say this because the analogy is almost apples and oranges, but I think it does give a visual of the potential of what can happen. Under our administration, we were fortunate to get the Amazon Fulfillment Center on Florida Boulevard. Of course, we know that it generated over 1,000 new jobs. But what it also served as is a catalyst for other business development along that corridor. Now you see other businesses that have evolved, not just because they were thinking of coming there, but because of Amazon. It has drawn them and served as a magnet to, we have people here who are going to want coffee at Starbucks. Even, Raising Cane's put another lane in there because of the amount of people that were there.
They need a lane at all in it.
And so there are other positive impacts that come from new grocery stores or new developments, if you will. So a great supermarket here has the potential to be transformative, not only in creating jobs, but in new investments, in real estate, etc.
If I can add to
you to lean in and be very intentional. I have to say and give a shout out to Charlotte's family who started the bodega, Scotlandville bodega. I bring that out because we should not overlook anything that brings us closer to having accessible foods to our community. I believe, and if I'm out of order, Charlotte, you could tell me, but I believe the heart of that family was and because of knowing Charlotte's background in community development, was we're going to do our part. We know we need another grocery store, but we're going to do our part. We have an opportunity, we're going to seize the opportunity, and we're going to provide this for our community. So hats off to your family for taking that initiative to do that. But we also, and so we start and we continue the journey, right? We continue the journey by having people connect with the RFP that I have out there for $3 million that everyone can access, where we can use that for planning and design, etc., and staffing. We continue the journey by working with retail strategies. Although we've already funded your data initiative, I'm very interested in learning more about the Retail Academy and how it can empower our citizens here. Now, I believe we do have a lot of foundational work that has been done that will allow us to move forward. But it has to be community-driven, and it is community-driven. This is an example of the community-driven conversation that we're having here today. But I think we are on a trajectory, on a timeline. When I heard that 2 years, it resonated in my spirit, and I believe that within the next 2 years we will see the development of a grocery store in this area. One thing's for sure, we have a vision, we have a plan, and we have the perseverance and tenacity as a community to make this come together. So my commitment remains and will increase during my last term in office. Thank you.